Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bodacious Bunch. This is Mike, and I'm here to give you another weekly update on the Battle of the Bulge. So last week went pretty well. I would say, I'd give myself an overall C plus for how we did. I mean, we definitely made improvements. I'm going to show you here how we did that. And some things didn't go so well, so let's talk about that. What did go well? Moving towards keto diet. I told you last week I'm going to start increasing vegetables and look for ways to kind of start sneaking in the keto-y stuff. For instance, try and do bulletproof coffee instead of regular coffee. Start looking maybe to substitute what the sweet salads I like, and by sweet salads I mean I like these Insta salads I get from like King Soopers that have a really yummy sweet raspberry vinaigrette dressing with craisins, and it's just a great salad. I was eating those every day. And I said, well, I'm sure it's good to be doing salads, but that's not keto salad. So I didn't completely cut those out, but I definitely walked away from them for the most part, and substituted them with green mush, baby food-esque smoothies. And yeah, they look gross, but they actually didn't taste too bad. I'd been some experimenting getting green smoothie to taste all right, and I think I finally cracked the code. First off, excuse me, kale is disgusting, and all you dang hippies out there that think that kale is what we need to be eating, y'all are crazy because that stuff is gross. Mustard greens also gross, and it's really messed up that Safeway and King Soopers sneaks those in to their big box of salad greens. Like, I thought I was getting a mix of like spinach and a little bit of kale or whatever, and no, there was like mustard greens and crap in there. This was gross. Yeah, it was all those things were nasty. Baby spinach, on the other hand, really tasty. Especially when mixed properly. So we make a green smoothie now that has 4 cups of baby spinach in it, and it has a protein powder that's very low carb. Chocolate protein powder. We do a little bit of blueberries in it, like a cup or less. And we started doing MCT oil. And that's another one that was interesting. So be warned that MCT oil is really good for you, but it's also really good for prepping you for colonic, I would say. Like, we had to install a 5-point harness on the pooper in the house because, dear Lord, after drinking some MCT oil and some of these smoothies, we were just tore up. So watch out for the MCT oil. I guess we're going to need to kind of slowly get used to that. So anyways, we've been doing the green smoothies just about every day. Pretty tasty. Has definitely increased the veggie input, because I got to tell you, I hate eating salads for the most part. I hate vegetables. Don't like any of it. But the smoothies is a great way to kind of get it done, get it over with, and get a bunch in there. So that's working for now. We'll continue to look for ways to make that healthier and whatnot. Also tried making keto fat bombs. They were okay, not bad. They're not amazing. I can see like where if you want something kind of sweet, like this would scratch an itch. At least the kind that I made. I know you can make them savory or you can make them sweet. I, of course, chose the sweet kind first. Made these chocolate peanut butter things that, they look like turd pellets covered in coconut, but they're really not too bad. So that was a lot of experimenting with keto stuff this week. And so it went pretty good. In terms of exercise, I told you I was going to bike to work a couple days a week and get exercise in. And I did that. So bike to work both times, and then snuck in some extra walks with the wife and an extra ride with the kiddos. So I'm giving myself an A+ in the biking department. And counting calories and macros sucked. Like, I did pretty good until Thursday, and then starting Friday up until today, and today is, we're on Wednesday night of the next week, and it's been like not happening at all. So I did do some counting, and I've provided the statistics of the average about where I'm getting stuff in. And for the most part, I mean, like, I'm pretty much eating a lot of the same stuff every day, with the exception of the weekend. Friday, we had a birthday party for a good friend of mine, and there was beer, and I had quite a bit of it. Not intending to have quite a bit of it, but It really made me realize, guys, social anxiety is a thing. Social drinking is a thing, and when you say you're a social drinker, that can mean two things. It can mean that you're like a reasonable adult and you have one or two and life is good, or you can be me and not have a good off switch. I have one or two, and it goes to three or four, five or six. So lots of beer on Friday. Didn't make me feel super great. And so I said to myself, waking up in the morning, not going to do that again. And we had friends over Saturday. Good friends, great time, lots of board games. And there were mojitos. And when I mean mojitos, I mean like giant, delicious mojitos and margaritas. And they were all very good. And I was very hammered. And I felt like crap the next day. Sunday was rough. And my stomach took days to recover after doing Friday, Saturday. Like, I just felt bad. Not like, so Sunday you had that traditional hangover stuff, but I just felt bad. And I got to thinking about it. It's like, why do I do the drinking so much, on the weekends? What's happening? And there's a few things happening. Number one, like, I get it in my mind, like, it's Friday, it's Saturday, it's like a reward for making it through your week, and it's time to party. And I just like the idea of partying and having a good time, and I enjoy having a few drinks as part of that. So that's kind of like one factor. But the other thing is kind of interesting, and that is I really actually have a good amount of insecurity and like social anxiety, and I'm feeling, when I go to hang out with people, like, am I saying the right things? Do people think I'm a dork? Like, just really, like, all very cerebral, and it's hard to relax and just be yourself and have a good time. So, I tend to want to have a drink to take the edge off of that. And I feel like, I'm afraid of, like, awkward conversations, and I feel like I'm afraid of awkward silences and not really having anything interesting to say because, my life is great, but it's also pretty routine. So, when people have the, oh, how's it going kind of question, I don't know what interesting thing to say. I think my life is interesting to me, but I'm pretty convinced nobody else really thinks it's that interesting. So I have a few drinks to kind of not care, to kind of de-stress and relax. And so really got to think about, okay, that's probably not a healthy thing. How can I deal with that? So, my big challenge this week, I think, is just no boozing in social situations. I'm pretty good during the week. Like, it's pretty easy for me to get over what I used to do, and that was after a hard day of work, coming home and having a glass of wine or a whiskey or a beer. Having one or two drinks, occasionally during the week, and then a bunch of drinks on the weekend. I'm good really getting rid of the drinks during the week. Like, that's fine. By increasing my working out, I've found the need to desire and even to drink during the week is not really there. But I got to work on the social thing. And so, the inclination is we'll just cut it all out. Just no drinking with people. Just don't do it. I told you all last week, well, I'll just keep it to like band events and holidays. Well, yeah, I'd like to go to that way, but maybe a more realistic goal, thinking about my give a crap tank, I told you about in week one, it's very small. So maybe a more realistic goal for me is to say one drink when we're with people socially. If we're going to have a social event, let's have a drink. Let's find a way to keep it low carb. Maybe stick to whiskey. Maybe try to avoid beer. Just where we can. Because to me that sounds like, okay, I can put that limit on myself. I can be like a normal person going out having, a social thing. I can deal with the anxieties and the stresses about, oh my gosh, am I doing okay socially? So it seems like a good compromise step. I am not sitting here saying that's the end step. I think that there's more things to work through, and I think that we're going to need to get to a point where we're just not really needing to drink when we go hang out with people. We just need to be there and be comfortable with it. But I don't think I need to be there today. I think I need to be there at some point. So again, working with you guys on this, we're going to get there. So that's, I think, what my strategy is. Kind of this week, going through, not really drinking. I think the alcohol is hurting. But that being said, even with those 2 bad days, let me tell you about the power of the intermittent fasting and some of the working out that we're doing and the keto stuff. Good things happened this week. As of today, I am down 5.2 pounds, and I have lost 12 since we've started this little adventure. I started at 282. I'm now at 268. And I'm down about 1.5 inches around the waist. And kind of looking at the photos, which honestly I really don't like taking the photos, but at the same time, I know it's just part of the whole accountability and metrics thing, and that the scale isn't everything. So anyways, looking at the photos though, I'm noticing a little difference in the belly area. I feel like my pants are fitting looser. I feel like, in the legs and stuff, I'm not in sausage casing when I put jeans on. You know what I mean? Things are getting a little bit better. So definitely noticing improvement. So yeah, I didn't do great with the drinking and the partying over the week. And yes, I need to do better counting. But at the same time, guys, we're making progress. We're getting there. And I'm pretty pumped about that. And I'm going to stay on this, and we're going to keep working it. Am I going to win every battle? No. And I have a sneaky suspicion that for the weeks on end moving forward, there's going to be some great things that happen in a week, and there's not going to be some not great things that happen in a week. The biggest question is, are we making progress? And am I being honest about it? And am I being accountable? So I appreciate you tuning in, watching what we're doing here. Thank you for the support. Provide me comments and feedback. Make sure you like and share and subscribe, because that just makes me feel all proud and happy. And it also adds pressure to know that people are watching and that there's some expectation that I'm going to improve. So that really, it helps me a lot. So I'm really grateful for all of your support. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next week on the Bodacious Blog.